Hello and welcome to another episode of Attacking Third, a CBS Sports soccer podcast. I'm Sandra Herrera, lead NWSL writer for CBS Sports. Joined today, as always, by my colleague and co-host Lisa Roman, NWSL analyst and broadcaster for CBS Sports. On today's episode, we have a special interview episode for the NWSL playoffs ahead of the semifinals. Please hit subscribe to us on YouTube so that you never miss out whenever we go live. Today, we are joined by Kansas City current midfielder and semifinal bound Kate Del Fava. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
I'm really good. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
We are thrilled to have you on. We always get so excited whenever we have a first on Attacking Third. So this is your first time joining us on the show. I have to start. Let's just talk about the cool stuff right away.
Yeah.
Are you still riding high from that game-winning goal with Kansas City to beat Houston?
I mean, yeah, I think I'm definitely still feeling really happy about the team performance and the win. And obviously getting to score the goal that put us, over the line is super exciting. But I think now the feeling in training today was kind of just, let's get back to work. Nothing's done yet. Nothing's finished. Nothing's won yet. So we're kind of that's our mentality right now going into this game on Sunday.
Okay, you're so serious. You're so focused. You're ready to get the win. I love it. But frankly,
all business
here. But I want to talk about the awesome moment because we do have to reflect on that game that Kansas City played against Houston. Let's start there. Like at the end of the initial 90 minutes, when the referee announced there's going to be 9 minutes of extra stoppage time, after already playing 90 minutes, what went through your mind when you heard that so much extra time is going to be added on?
I mean, 90 minutes, you're tired, but I was happy that there was 9 minutes because I felt like there was another big chance in the game for us that was going to come. And we had said that we had I think we had a player go down, or we were in the huddle on the side, and we all kept just saying, "There's going to be one more chance. There's going to be one more chance. Let's make it ours. Let's make sure we take advantage of it." So you're tired at 99 minutes for sure, but I mean, I'm definitely glad that it was 9 minutes and 30 seconds or whatever it took. We needed all of them. We needed all the minutes. So
you could even tell, like at watching this game, like the energy. I think it jumped up. It was like everyone got a little bit of a jolt, like 9 minutes. This is plenty of time. Let's get it done. So 10th minute of stoppage time, there was a build up to the goal that happened. Take me through that play. What do you remember about how everything developed before the goal?
I remember they got a throw in really, really deep in their side of the field, and that's something we take pride in, and we really focus in on defensive throw-ins and like making sure we all get over there. So I saw Cece Kaiser take off on like a 30-yard sprint, and it's the 99th minute, and I was like, all right, if she's going, I'm gonna go. So I just was like, I'm gonna put myself in a good position here. I knew we were gonna win that ball back. Alex Herrera was able to pick off the pass, and her and Lowe had a beautiful combination. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take my chances, get in the box, and good things happen when you do that, when you got players around you that are committed to going forward, even in the 99th minute. So it was, adrenaline was definitely pumping, but it was definitely a cool moment that I have replayed over in my head many times.
I feel like it's going to be one of those like top like career moments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just listening to us all sort of like recollect that together within that quarterfinal matchup, it was pretty end to end at times between
for sure
the two teams. And for you and a lot of players, quite frankly, on both sides of the ball, because one of the storylines going in this was the fact that these two franchises were participating in their first ever NWSL playoffs. So, in some of the buildup to a game like that, like, did you anticipate, some of the things that you were feeling, or some of the emotions that you were going through within this game, or were there moments of we hear it all the time from athletes? This is like, I just blacked out in this moment. Did this live up to your own personal hype of what an NWSL playoff could be?
Yeah. I honestly, when I heard that there was going to be 18, 19, 20,000 people there, I think that kind of built up. We were hearing it all week. Like they kept posting like how many fans were coming, how many tickets they sold. So we had kind of been talking about like, it's going to be an intense environment. Obviously, when you're the away team, the environment is not set up for you to succeed or you to thrive off of. But I think we kind of just used that energy and environment to take advantage of moments. It was a really scrappy game, a lot of fouls, kind of back and forth tempo. Like one team would go up, have the advantage, the other team the next moment. So, I mean, my expectations were that it was definitely going to be an intense game, and it absolutely lived up to that for sure.
It was incredibly intense end to end the entire time. But looking back at the entirety of Kansas City's season this year, I mean, 22 games in the regular season, of course, the Challenge Cup, but comparing it to how this team was in 2021, there has been growth and there's been a lot of changes. For you as a player, what has been the biggest difference in the product that Kansas City is putting out on the pitch this year compared to last?
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously last year was our first year as an organization. There were still a lot of pieces, I think, that were falling into place on and off the field. And I think this year it's just been super professional all around from every person in the organization, super structured, very focused. Each training session is purposeful. Each game we're going in with a game plan that players have been able to execute. And I just think there's a belief this year that we can do this and that we belong here that maybe wasn't there last year, is what I would say. That core belief that like it could be us, like we can win these games, we can make the playoffs, we can do all these things. So I'd say that for sure.
Chills. Giving me chills, Kate.
I know. I'm like, you love to hear like the mental aspect of it, the mental component of it all.
For sure.
We hear it talked about in certain aspects, but especially during this time of year in the playoffs, like sometimes that could be a real X factor for teams as they navigate a postseason. And that was part of it. And part of the things that we saw out of this franchise throughout the offseason in preparation for the 2022 season, whether it was making different player acquisitions or, announcing all the cool things with the different the training facilities and the stadium that is to come for this team. One of the things that they also did was they hired a new coach for 2022. Matt Potter, first season with the team, has a nomination for Coach of the Year. What has been his message in training this week heading into the semifinal? And did some of that shift in mentality perhaps, come from the coaching staff a bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think Matt's main message has been he's kept saying like all of the reasons we have to believe that we can be the team that comes out on top. We've had a lot of different obstacles thrown our way this year. It hasn't always been easy, but his message has stayed the same. And he's just kind of really fueled that belief in the players that we're a group that's good enough to win an NWSL championship. So the mindset this week has been basically just to repeat what we did last week, keep our head down, keep focused, keep the game plan. Obviously we're going to adjust to a different opponent, but we're doing the same thing and hoping that we can get a result on the weekend for sure.
Looking ahead to the semifinal match that Kansas City is set to play in against OL Reign, you'll be traveling to Seattle. You played OL Reign twice this year, split games with them, won one and lost one. You're nodding your head. What's the biggest thing you remember or that stands out from those first two matches against this side?
I remember them being incredibly tight, close matches, and we're really looking forward to getting a chance to play them again and show what we've got. We know that they're a really talented group. They won the league for a reason. So we're not going in not knowing that, not being aware of that, but we feel that we held our own in both of those games, and we're looking to turn that towards our side this weekend for sure.
Love that. Thinking about a little bit about the collection of players in this Kansas City current team with you specifically, and just sort of thinking a little bit about the overall landscape of NWSL. I feel like watching certain player performances, yours included, I feel like that 2020 draft class is just like really sort of like broken through this season, whether it's someone like you or Sophia Smith or Morgan Weaver, the list can go on and on and on. Just sort of thinking about your journey thus far as a pro soccer player. How has your game evolved this season with Kansas City Current, playing alongside players like a Kristen Hamilton or a Lola Bonta or Kristen Edmonds, veteran players of the league?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing that has changed this year for me personally is just my confidence. My running through the league hasn't been like as typical as I think you'd see. Obviously, my first year, 2020, was the COVID year. We were with Utah. then everything with Utah happened. The franchise goes to Kansas City, super excited. Last year, I just feel like I didn't find the right time to break into the squad. It just never really happened for me, which is okay. Sometimes that happens. But this year, I was able to get into a spot, and each game I just wanted to grow and get better and help my team in any way I can. Not necessarily scoring goals. That was a bonus that happened last week. I was super excited about, but just kind of doing my part and growing in confidence each game. And like you mentioned, when you have players alongside of you that have the experience, have the capability, have the talent, like it makes it fun and easy to play against, like play next to them, you know?
I love just how excited you are about the goal, and you should be, right? Like 100%.
I know.
You should just be
Sorry,
jazzed
I brought
about
it up
this.
again. They're like, we already moved on from that. Let it go.
Not at all, Kate. You should be so jazzed about it, because without that goal, your team would not be in this position that you are right now, right? Like you'd be done training. Season would be over.
Yeah.
How has that changed your mindset as like your role, maybe offensively on this team, or like the way you're approaching training this past week?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just using it as another step to gain some more confidence, to be more aggressive offensively. Obviously, I play wing back, so it's a little bit of both. I know this podcast is called the attacking third, but I'm also I'm in both. I'm in the attacking third, then I'm in the defensive third. So I'm just back and forth. So maybe just using that goal as a kind of a driving force to get on more forward on the field and be more a part of the attacking third. I love that. But yeah, definitely. The goal was definitely a highlight moment, but hopefully there's more to come for this team and for me.
All right. Well, we'll be keeping an eye on it. Our jobs to do so, taking the matches and like, then talk about them.
I just want to like set the record straight here. We are called attacking third, but I love defense. Like probably my favorite thing about the pitch. So being a wingback player is so incredibly crucial because
it's so fun.
It's a running joke here on the show that like, yes, we refer to ourselves as attacking third, but we are constantly trying to talk about defense. and two defenders and talk about even goalkeeping in that aspect. It's so funny the way we sort of came to life.
That's funny, actually. That defense wins championship. That's what I say. But offense is fun.
Exactly.
Yes. So you just said you love playing the wingback position because you get to play. Why do you love it so much?
Because at any point in the game, I can find myself at outside forward, center mid, attacking mid, defensive mid, outside back. I just feel like you just have a lot of freedom and free range to go and do, especially the way we play it and the way Matt Potter has set it up. Me and Haley Mace on either side. He's kind of just said, we told our wingbacks, do whatever you got to do, but make sure you get back on defense, obviously, which we do always. But I can just find myself all over the pitch and I love it. It's super fun to play. I've never played it before. I've never played in this position or this type of style before. So it's been really fun.
You're logging lots of miles, right? Like,
yeah, lots of miles, but it's worth it for sure.
I love that perspective. I don't know if I've heard that yet from any of like the wingbacks that we might have chatted with already. The whole concept of like the wingback position is just that you're playing every single position, quite frankly.
Pretty much at any point in the game, you find yourself at all of the positions. So.
Right on. I like that perspective. Kate Del Fava. You heard it on Attacking Third. I love it. Let's have some more fun though. We like to close out our interviews with a bit of fun questions with our guests. We were also equally hyped to chat with your teammate Lola Bonta ahead of the quarterfinal. She was talking to us about taking on Houston Dash, and we got to chat about some of the other fun things that you guys have been doing throughout the regular season. Obviously, one of the things that came up was the epic goal celebrations, whether they've been, from Levante directly or more collaborative efforts from the team. So I want to ask you, of the goal celebrations that we've seen so far out of Kansas City, is there a favorite one that you have?
I think I really liked when Lo went golfing and we all got to stand around and applaud her. I think that one was really clever with the pin. I think that one was probably the most well choreographed and executed, but Lo has endless ideas for goal celebrations and she's constantly coming up with new ones. So I'm hoping we can score a multitude of goals this weekend so we all get to see a few more from her. Definitely.
Love that. Yeah, we definitely asked her about her, post-game celebrations and what they could and would potentially look like. And she mentioned that she would probably be celebrating with some tequila. What's like your version of like a post-game celebration? Or would you like to share some of what you did for the quarterfinal?
Honestly, my first thought is to get a good meal in me, just get something delicious. I'd say this is kind of like weird, but my go-to meal after a game is Chili's Cajun shrimp pasta. It's like 1,000 calories. It's terrible for you, probably. I don't
Sounds
want to look
perfect.
into it. I don't want to look into it because then I'll feel bad about eating it. But honestly, getting some Chili's, having a nice cold beer with my family and friends after a game, that's like the perfect. And then obviously celebrating with my teammates when the time is right, like Lo said with the tequila. But
So,
I'm more of
so
a
you got
I'm more of a Chili's girl, not a tequila girl.
so you've
There's
got the
Lola
Chili's, the Chili's Cajun pasta like on DoorDash. It's ready to be delivered.
I
Like
don't even want to know how many times that I have
I
pressed
love
forward on
that.
that meal. It's my go-to meal after a game, and I try to
No, I
keep it
love
like
that. Kate Del Fava's not looking for the bar after
yeah. Like, I'm not doing a
going to
tequila
Chili's.
shot
Looking for the
after
chili.
I'm going to Chili's, and I will be there for the rest of the night.
I love it. I love it so
It's
much.
amazing.
What a blast. We can't wait to watch Kansas City Current take on OL Reign in the semifinal coming up this weekend. Thanks everybody for joining us and listening along to the interview. Thank you to Kate. Thank you for joining us today in Attacking Third. Congrats on going ahead and winning that first round, and good luck in the semifinal. Reminder to everyone, you can catch Kate Del Fava and the Kansas City Current against Portland Thorns in the semifinal on Sunday, October 23rd. We'll be back with a full weekend preview of the matches for Sandra Herrera, Lisa Roman, and Kate Del Fava. This was Attacking Third.